Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back for more Hearthstone. So I need to make a overload deck first, so let's do that. And then we need to make a deck that is so overload is shown this here, and then we need to type in just overload. So overload. We'll put that in there even though that's not an overload. Overload that. Overload that. Overload. That one. There we go. 30 overload. Once the new expansion comes out, which you still can't pre-order or buy any of those cards yet, and let's just double check to make sure they're not here yet. And some crafting setup maybe. No, Karazhan is the newest here in the deck. And that once we get the new expansion out and I open the 50 packs, which I can't believe I'm back up to 7,400. That seems very strange, but I want to get back up to 10,000 a little bit quicker. Once that new expansion comes out, I've got a list of cards and I'll try to make all of the decks that I want to make. And I think we're just probably going to end up making wild cards, wild decks.
Versus Rexa.
Because unless I can make a wild or standard deck that also is pretty good and follows the rules of the quests, then I'm gonna have issues. Let's see.
Greetings, traveler.
We'll go ahead and give him greetings. So we have one thing to do. The sale has come out for the autumn sale, and you get a badge for this new thing they're doing called the Steam Awards. Now, in concept, the Steam Awards almost kind of makes sense, but is slightly biased in the fact that it only allows you to vote on games that are on Steam. So this is kind of almost like the Toys R Us Awards, if there was something like that where you could only vote on toys that were sold at Toys R Us. So anything that was, for instance, sold at a luxury boutique of wooden toys or some other style of toys that Toys R Us can't or won't stock, they're just out of consideration. Things that, like special toys you might get from FAO Schwartz, for instance, is a huge toy store for high-end toys in New York City, and there may be some other FAO Schwartz in other cities, but they certainly aren't abundant at all. And so that is definitely a consideration when thinking about things like this, is that it's not really a fair award system. It's not an independent thing. Now, that being said, the Emmys, I mean, aren't really fair either. There's a lot of downright bribery for the Emmys, and it has to play in either New York or, let's see, I don't remember. I think it has to play in either New York and LA, or some major theater somewhere. So small independent movies are not allowed in that too. But the idea of another awards in the video game industry isn't a terrible thought. The only thing we have now is the video game awards, and we talked about just in a couple of recordings that there was some iffiness about Nintendo, seemingly, allegedly Nintendo forced them to take Pokemon Uranium and another Metroid 2 remake, whatever it was called, out of consideration because they were both like violating patents and copyright. So game and just some other weird stuff about games getting nominated and not showing up on the list, whether there was some rule or something that people didn't understand there. So as we're having problems with one feeling like it's rigged, here's another one that basically kind of is rigged, because it's not voting for the best of any realistic category. So I am gonna have to pick this.
Today,
but
I don't have to be a princess.
the name of the categories are jokes, and because they're jokes, they're kind of jokes built into the idea.
See what is to come.
Deal 2 damage to 2 random enemies, or summon this. It is also worth pointing out before we get into this that Valve owns Steam, and Valve releases games on Steam. So Portal is an idea of a game that could very easily get nominated, or Half-Life 3, or any of the Half-Lives, or Counter-Strikes, or any of those feel like they could easily be added to this whole list. So, moving on, the first one is Test of Time Award. So, if I'm going to say the Test of Time, what is the oldest game that stands up to the test of time? Wait a minute, we have to put this in the idea of 2016 too, don't we? I think I played Portal in 2015. So, what game stands up to the test of time? Well, I need to play 5 more cards anyways. I'm just gonna preliminary put Portal here, and then I'm gonna double check. Like maybe Portal 2. The second award is I'm Not Crying. There's Something in My Eye award. So the idea there in these jokes is probably that that it's an emotionally impactful thing. What was the emotionally impactful thing? I'm gonna say The Walking Dead, and I'm gonna just put this as 1. And see, I'm writing on my big boogie board right over the list, so I'm not going to be able to read any of this. The Just 5 More Minutes award for anything. What would be something that I would continuously go play on this? I would say let's give that to The Binding of Isaac, because I could probably play 5 more minutes of that. Although, in all honesty, I'm getting down to this whole level that, oops, wasted that. I've got so many games that it doesn't matter, and and I'm not really interested or motivated to play any game anymore than after coverage. The Woe Dude thing. Woe Dude award. What blew my mind? Let's see. I'm gonna give it The Witcher 3. I think The Witcher 3 probably didn't really blow my mind. Villain most in need of a hug. Let's see. Like, who is the villain in most in need of a hug? Just a really, really bad villain. Let's see. It's in that. I'm probably gonna have to throw out games that I didn't even play.
Today, I don't have to
At
be
this
a
rate,
princess.
like, I don't even know of a super impactful bad guy that I've fought lately in any games, and I've played a ton of games. So I think that probably just says a lot about let's see. I think that probably just says a lot about like this year's release of games. So I have to move forward on that. I'll have to go look at it. Games within a game. What was the game within a game that I played? I have no idea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like reach through an entire history here of games that I didn't even play in 2016 and think through my entire knowledge of games to think of it. The next award is I thought this game was cool before it got an award. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna give that to Hex Cells. Hex Cells. Best use of a farm animal. This is almost certainly going to be Goat Simulator. Like, highly unlikely that
What is to come?
So, unless I can think of some other game with a farm animal, I'm just going to put Goat Simulator. A game I have not even played, but I have enjoyed other people playing. And then that's kind of it. And then the final award is... What did I even write? Really? I can't even read my own handwriting. Well, we've got all of those done. Now I just need to make a custom deck that allows me to play things that cost 8 more. So I think that will be a druid because I can make a druid deck that will give me more gems, and that will be helpful. So like gain 2 mana and that one, and looking for things that gain a mana crystal there. Gain an empty mana crystal. Give each player 1 mana crystal there. Let's see. Gain 10 mana crystals, eject your hand. Definitely get that. Let's see. We'll gain a mana crystal. Let's put that in there too. Just because it's such a good card. Anything else? Gain 2 mana crystals. Choose a friendly beast, summon a copy of it. 5, 7. So 8, 9, and then we'll come over here, and then we're gonna just start 8, 9 here, and I guess we'll try to stay within 8, just so that increases our chances. We need to do a bunch of these. So 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Definitely want him. 8, 8, and 8. Is Prince Malchazar an 8? Let's figure that out. I don't think he is. I think he's a 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, he's a 5. So this will be an interesting turn of events because it's going to take a little while to do this. But I may be able to get all this done. Let's see, can I read this? We didn't think of everything. Yes. We didn't think of everything clearly goes to Skyrim. Or we could even do Fallout 4 too. If I'm gonna have games I haven't played yet. Clearly, Skyrim Remastered. Yeah, Skyrim Remastered in particular, special edition, whatever they want to call it. Did not think of everything. The original game is missing a ton of stuff and only really gets down to being a good game after you've modified it heavily with mods. That is not helpful. While I do love wins and victories, I suppose on this level, let me check this. We need to get up to 500 victories, and can you do the victories on this? No, you have to get 500 ranked plays, so that's never gonna happen, or it's not gonna happen anytime soon. It's possible that I'll be playing Hearthstone here in 2 or 3 years and finally have everybody up to 500 ranked wins, but I don't know. So that's my initial thoughts, at least on there, and it's a nominating process, which I suspect means that there will be a similar voting thing that happens in the winter sale. Ideally, I'll have funds and a better idea to spend maybe a little bit more in the winter sale. I bet, in fact, I think I checked even that that it said that the Rise of Tomb Raider was not on sale for the summer sale, which makes sense. Certainly makes sense. So This is strange. We'll do this, and then we're gonna do this.
Job's done.
And then end the turn. Then we're gonna do this, and then end the turn. Now what would kind of suck is if I got the one that said discard your hand and gain 10 mana crystals. But not a huge issue there either. So I just kind of need to focus on playing these 8 things. I need to play 10 of them. So ideally I'm not going to do any damage to the face so they don't get scared off too much.
Behold the rage of the Firelands!
So now my choose ones become both, which is nice. So I can get another mana crystal when I play this, as long as it doesn't kill. Let's see. This.
The land serves me!
And then, do I want to do this?
For the wilds.
Let's go kill this
Nothing
guy.
but ash!
Try to play right. I don't know if there's any more gimmicks to get badges though. It's probably just purchasing games and getting more badges there. In fact, this may not even be dealing with trading cards, this sale. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, but I still gotta work on my phone, which I haven't talked about in this recording, but I talked about in the previous recording. It's still attempting to recover it to get back to a nice set. Give each player a mana crystal, or each player draws a card. How about we both do both? So now I'm up. So now is the time to only play with. Let's see. To only play the big ticket
Job's done.
guys. Now, if this one starts at a 9 and goes down to a 7, I wonder if does that count? I guess it wouldn't matter one way or the other anyways. I'm just trying to play appropriately for good memorization and standards. Whereas that's 1-8. We need 9 more. See, now he's slowing down. Is he going to give up?
What to do? What to do?
See, and he's at 8 and I'm at 10. It's not like I made significantly more progress than him.
Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the cold of Hell.
If you control a beast.
A game? So kind of you to join me.
Trouble?
After you cast a spell, summon a random minion. I'm not even going to cast any spells, but I'll go ahead and end my turn. Or do I attack?
For the wild.
Let's go ahead and attack.
Job done.
I'm flying!
So now I've done 2. this guy back out here. And we'll just end our turn. So that should be 3 now.
Ready to ride.
Can I survive long enough? Draw 3 cards, don't need to do any of that. Just keep on playing. With a board full though, he can do a good job killing me. So, starting to kind of sad there. We didn't make the full 10, but I do believe we got 4 out of 10. So at the end of this recording, after this game, almost certainly, then I will just play a little bit off screen and we'll be done. We didn't get to 3 recordings. We don't get to 3 recordings a lot of times. Part of that is because there's not a lot to talk about. If I didn't have the Steam Awards, I wouldn't have even gone to a second thing, and part of that is my fault because if I'm not doing my YouTube job and I'm working on a phone, which is having that working is necessary to my YouTube job, but not actually doing what I've scheduled to do, I'm not looking at Twitter. And when I'm not looking at Twitter, I'm not getting in any news. And so I'm very far behind as far as all that. Let's see. This one. And then these 2 I'm going to keep, so I'm going to see on the second turn I'm going to play this and then play this. Unless, well actually I can do it on the 3rd turn. If I get another one of this I can play it right now and that would be interesting. Come on, play. That would be very interesting. Next draw, play the coin. That would give me 1 more. Play this, and then do all that. Alright, so 2 plus this. 2. And then for mana, give me 2 more. And then 10 mana. Just start. Wow, a 1-to-10 ratio.
For the wild.
And that is as good as you can ever get there. And is that worth it on the first turn? Almost certainly. Almost certainly.
Well played.
Yep. I'm just gonna go. Thanks.
My thanks to you.
Talk about an advantage. I mean, he's got 7 more turns in which he's got to build up. But I've got to play 6 of these too, so I don't want to hurt him. I just want to leave everything alone. See, if he could kill, if he can bring the pain and kill my characters over and over again, and I only have 1, and see, this card here doesn't help any, but I can do excess mana to draw a card, gain 2 mana cards to draw 3 cards. Let's draw 3 cards. There we go.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings.
My greetings.
In the turn. So get back 3 cards through some trickery there. Now it's 5-3. He's got 3 guys on this edge, but I could have killed one. It could have been very easily. Another taunt. In the turn.
Well played.
So that's 2. I need 4 more.
Ready.
And if we do 5 or 6 of these, just to be certain, I think we can just go ahead and concede. We're playing a casual game. It's not like it's going to hurt my record any, and it's only going to save us time. Let's see. Maybe I could fill the board with nothing but taunts. Just a ultimate defense of 8 mana costing taunt characters. I don't even know if there are enough taunts at that high of a level. There probably are, but maybe not. That was pointless.
That's incredible. There is little time.
Let's see. So we need to do another one of these. And this. Just for fun and then to turn. So I've got 2 non-8 things, and what is that? Number 3 we've done.
Just
We
me
needed
and
6.
Mr. Bite.
Here we go, we'll play this. That's now 4, I believe I've done, but I may be off on the count. It's almost interesting to see what could he do. Like playing something like this, in theory, helps him. He can just hit my face a lot and do some minor damage. I mean, he gave Whirlwind to a 2 mana and a 1 mana character, so it's hardly like I'm gonna die. But now I'm down to all this. And what's interesting is he's out of cards now. He's struggled to get up to his 8th turn. And he's used every single card he could to do it. I don't think he played that card right, because he had Whirlwind. He could have attacked my face and then attacked something else. Let's see. End the turn.
The elements will destroy you.
See, now he's just threatening. See, and there's no, like, power unleashed or something. So, I don't think he has anything to really increase the attack of his totems here. I've hurt him in a small manner by letting him keep all his totems instead of getting rid of some of the stuff. Just wait till this guy gets to 30 and then attack him in one turn.
You win this one.
Sadly, I very well may not have gotten the quest done. Okay, we did get the quest done. For a second there, I thought my count was a little off, and I'm like, oh no. All that effort, and we didn't do it. So, good. Good progress here. We have all the quests done. That means I don't have to play any offline. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And down below in the description box I have links to all my social media sites. Follow and friend me on all of those. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.